Hello, this is Rita from Jamaica, and we're going to do some gentle yoga today. So, starting out with a mountain pose. Come into your mountain pose, feet about hip distance apart, and lift through your spine and the crown of your head. Draw your shoulder blades down your back and a slight lift to your chest. Mountain pose. We'll start with centering and breathing. Scan your body. Notice how you feel physically, energetically, and mentally. Notice how you're breathing. Become aware of any sounds in your background, any feel of the air in the place that you're at. And then let that all go and just focus inward on your body. Notice how you're feeling at this time. Reach down with your arms and lift up through your spine and the crown of your head. Inhale up and exhale down the middle. Inhale up and exhale down the middle. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down the middle. Inhale and open. Exhale, close behind you. Rotate your shoulder blades down your back and bring some lift to your chest. Here, turning sideways, you'll see I can move my arms away from my hips, opening up across the front side of the body, extending across your collarbones. Feel those shoulders open up. Take a few breaths here. Release. Let's roll the shoulders. Nice slow movement for the shoulders. And reverse. Now hug up. Hug, lift, lift and lift and squeeze. As you exhale, slowly release back down. Once more, hug up, lifting. Release back down. And one more time, inhaling, lift. Release back down. Shoulder rolls again. Reverse. Let's try something a little bit different here. Rotate one shoulder at a time in what I call a bicycle movement. Let your body just move freely here, bringing some motion into your body. And then reverse. This is a little tricky the first time you do it. You may not be used to that movement. Allow ease in your body, soften, release. Come back to your mountain pose. Let's check out the mountain pose again. Feet hip distance apart. Lift through your leg line. Bring your thumbs to your hip points and lower your fingers onto your thighs. Press the hips back to lengthen up more. Lengthening up. Reach down. It's that opposing motion, drawing downward with your hands as you keep lifting up through the spine. Mountain pose is a challenging pose, but this isn't the way you can stand for very long. Let's say you're waiting in a line. Soften your feet. Soften your legs, your hips, your belly. Soften through your shoulders, your arms and hands. Soften through your neck. Maintain that mountain pose posture. This is the alignment you want to have when you're standing. So important. Once more now, inhale up and exhale down the middle. Inhale, lift. Add a little back bend as you look up. Exhale down the middle. We're ventilating here. Inhale and lift. Exhale down the middle. And one last time, inhale up. Exhale down. Let's twist a little bit. Step wide and rotate. Allow your hands to strike your torso, giving yourself a little massage. Rotating back and forth. Release. We're going to work on balance in two different ways. We'll do static balance and then dynamic balance. Let's start out with static balance. Now feel free to stand near a wall, something for support if you like. It's there. You can use it if you like. Come to your mountain pose. This is so important. Lifting up, drawing down with the arms. Now switch your weight to the leg that's near your support. Bringing your weight over that leg, bring your other foot where you want to balance it. Your foot can be on the mat, or it can be on your calf, or if you like, you can bring your foot all the way up, and then hands to prayer position, and up and overhead. Lengthen up. There's a slight breeze here, makes it a little challenging, and that's all good. This is where the work begins. The lifting, extending upward. Your hips open on one side, so it's a bit of a hip opener. Notice how hard your foot and your ankle have to work to balance, going in and out of balance. And release. Step it out. A little bit of movement for the body here before we go to the other side. Other side then. You can step next to another prop if you like. Come to your mountain pose. Lengthen up. Reach down. Feel how when you draw your arms down, your shoulder blades come down your back. Maintain a lift to the chest. Switch your weight, switch your weight to your other leg and bring this foot where you like to balance it, and it could be very different from the first side. Hands to prayer position and up and overhead. Lift, extend. Feel your foot in contact with your mat. Feel how you're going in and out of balance. Feel the different pressure points underneath your foot. Lifting, extending, lengthen up, and gently release. And step it out. So there we have a static balance, but people don't fall very often when they're standing still. It's when you're moving. So let's do some dynamic balance. With one foot forward, it's a little bit sandy here, and one foot back. Find your balance, and then begin to rock back and forth, keeping some contact still with both feet, rocking back and forth. Begin to lift off. One leg and then the other. Go slow. It's more challenging as you go slow. This is going to be slow yoga. Switch feet. Starting with your feet still attached to the mat, rocking back and forth. Begin to lift off one foot and then the other. The rocking horse is what I call this. Real good for balance. Go slow. Notice how this feels for your feet. Notice how this feels for your ankles. And come back to your mountain pose. Lengthen up. Step a little bit wide here, and we're going to do it sideways. So rocking now from side to side. Begin to lift off. As we jazz this up a little bit, Lifting off to start with. You can add some knee bends here, a little bit of squat in the middle. Go slow. And if you would like to jazz it up a little bit more, lengthen your arms. Stretch to one side and then the other. Go down in between, a squat in between. And if you like, you can slide, adding a twist. Turn and twist and slide. Nice rhythmic movement for the body. And slow it down. Let's do some shoulder rolls, one at a time. Allow your torso to get involved. Nice movement in the body. Reverse. And twirl it out. Allow your hands to strike your torso again. Come back to your mountain pose. Interlace your fingers in front of you and press your hands away. Slowly draw your arms up and overhead. If this is too much of a stretch for you, you don't have to turn your palms out. You can keep your palms facing down. Either way is great for opening up the shoulders. Feel that extension. Now check your hips. Are they beginning to slide forward? Draw them back. Lengthen up. Extend. Release. Relax a moment. Shoulder rolls. Do you carry tension in your shoulders? Most of us do. We don't intend to. We don't get to pick. All right, we're going to work with a wall. I'm going to use a pole, but you can use a wall. Any type of wall will do. You can use cabinets, a door, whatever's nearby. We're going to go over to the wall and do some work here, beginning with cobra, a standing cobra pose at the wall. Stand with your hands in front of your shoulders and come to your mountain pose. Lengthen up. Keep your hips back. Cobra is an opening of the chest and a back bend, so lengthen up and lift. Take a few breaths here for a back bend. Gently release as you come back out. Lower your arms and just bring some ease into your shoulders. Reverse. And let's repeat that. Bring your hands in front of your shoulders. Mountain pose. Lengthen up. Curl up. Opening up. Lifting, extending, and a back bend here. Gently release. As you come out of the pose, you lengthen the back of your neck and come on out. Pause a moment. Let's soak that up. Notice how that feels in your body. Step out wide. Feet point a bit outward. We're going to do star pose. This is a hip opener and a shoulder opener. So lift your arms in a big V shape. And if you'd like to add a back bend, you can look up a bit. Be gentle with your neck. Feel your energy flowing up and out. Breathe. Feel your ribs opening as you breathe well in this pose. And imagine you've just won a race. It's a very joyous pose. Now come to look directly ahead. Rotate your arms around and lengthen your arms out for goddess pose. Stretch through your fingertips. It's a little bit of a back bend here in the low back. And circle back up. Star pose. Lift. Circle back down. Goddess pose. Extend. Shoot your energy out your fingertips. Breathe. Circle back up. Star pose. Circle back down. You can either stay here, or if you'd like to add a little bit more to this pose, bend one elbow and come over. Come back to center. Bend the other elbow and come over. Come back to center and release. Step it out. Now, we're working through the whole body. Notice how you're feeling. Come to your mountain pose, and let's soften the mountain pose. Soften your feet, your legs, your hips, and your belly. Soften through your shoulders, your arms and hands and neck. Notice how you're feeling. Check in. We'll do a little bit more work. Coming back to your wall or post, whatever you have there. We're going to start this time with a little bit farther from the wall, and so you can bring your arms up. The important thing here is to keep your hips back over your ankles. We're working with the upper body here. Lower your shoulders until you feel about the appropriate stretch for you in your shoulders. This is a shoulder opener. Take a breath here. Make your way back out. And let me just mention here the 2 rules in yoga. We never go to pain, and we don't hold our breath. If that felt intense for you, you need to evaluate whether you went too far. You want to just find sensation, a sensation that feels like you're getting a nice stretch, but you're not overdoing it. Let's repeat that then. Hips back, arms up, hips over ankles, lower your shoulders, stretch through your spine, opening up the whole side, both sides. Come back to your breath here. Take a few deep breaths. Slowly come back up to standing, and let's take a little break with the shoulders here. Rotate your shoulders and reverse. Notice how you're feeling. All right, we're going to progress that a little bit more. So you find, I'm not going to call it your edge because you've gone too far. If you feel you're at an edge, just feel a nice stretch. Each time you do this pose, you'll get a little bit more out of it. So look for sensation through the shoulders. Stepping a little bit farther back, you can lower the arms a little. Hips over ankles. Stretch through your arms and armpit area, really opening up here. As you exhale, draw the pit of the belly in and go on breathing. Lengthen through your spine. Make your legs active. Step forward to come on out. And take a little break here. Soften through your shoulders. We're going to continue, and you need to evaluate whether you should go any deeper in that pose or just repeat where you were. So we started up high with the feet pretty close to the wall, and then we started moving back and lowering the hands. We're going to continue the third time down here. I'm farther from the wall. My hips are still over my ankles, and this is more of an opening in the shoulders, and I'm beginning to feel a nice stretch in the hamstrings, without overdoing it. Take a few breaths here. Lengthen away. Now think about whether you want to go farther. If you do, you can step back more. This is a half downward facing dog. Press away with your sit bones. Lift your kneecaps. Activate your legs with that motion. Stretch through the back side of your body as you flex the front side. So by that I mean exhale, draw the belly in and up, lengthen away with your sit bones. Lengthen your back. Step forward, make your way back out, and shoulder rolls. So we've done a lot of work there, opening up through the shoulders, and now evaluate how that's feeling for you. We're also beginning to open up the hamstrings. Let's do another balance here, and I call this dancing Shiva. I'm going to stand very close to my pole so that my elbow is touching the pole. That's how close I'd like you to be. Come into your mountain pose. Lengthen up. Now lift your inside leg and make 90-degree angles with your ankle, knee, and hip. Lengthen up. Begin to twist your shoulders, your spine around toward the pole or the support that you have, keeping your knee facing forward. So hips stay forward, shoulders come around a bit. Twist, lengthen up, and then adding the balance. One arm forward, one arm back, and so it's the opposite arm to leg here. If your left leg is forward, your right arm will be forward. Lift up. The more you extend upward, the better your balance will be. Release. And let's just bring some motion into the hips. Go the other way. Let's do the other side. Standing near your pole or wall, mountain pose. Lift your inside leg and twist toward your support. Come into a balance. Opposite arm to your leg goes forward, lengthen up, really extend. Balancing on that foot in a twist. This is more sophisticated, a little more challenging for the body. Release, step it out. So it's real important to work on your balance every day, because we're never standing still. We're never keeping steady with our balance. We're either going to be improving our balance or we're going to be sliding backwards. There's no just, we get to keep things without doing some effort there. So work on your balance every day and you will see a big improvement. Okay, we're going to do a high lunge at the wall. So coming to your support, bring your right foot forward and left foot back, opening up that left hip, press into your support and look down. Make sure your knee is over your ankle. You don't want to destabilize that bent knee. As you press into the wall, lift your chest. Make sure your hips and your shoulders are facing forward. Take a few breaths here. Press into your back heel. Press into your hands to lift your chest. Work the pose. This is a great pose for opening up that hip, so sense that. What does that feel like? And make your way out slowly. A little bit of movement for the hips. Let's do the other side. Left foot forward, right foot back. Extend through that back leg. Make sure your hips and shoulders face forward. Make sure your knee is directly over your ankle. Keep energy flowing through that back heel. As you exhale, suck the belly in and feel the extension through your right hip. Make your way back out slowly, and let's do some shoulder rolls. Those lunges are really good for improving posture. They're a good hip opener. Let's just move a little bit here. We did a cobra standing at the wall, and that was, let's repeat that. We're going to do a different cobra as well. Standing pretty close to the wall, your hands directly in front of your shoulders, curl up. Opening up, lifting through the body. Be gentle with your neck. Don't drop your chin back. Just lift it gently. And then to come out, lift the back of the head and come out slowly. So that's a nice pose, again, for working with the back. Let's do a different version of cobra. For this version, bring your hands to the backs of your hips. Find your mountain pose, lengthen up, and keeping your hips back, begin to lift, opening up the chest, lifting and lifting for a back bend here. Cobra, standing cobra. And now to come out, slowly come back over vertical, releasing, lifting through the back of the head, come out slowly, and shoulder rolls. Let's just work with the neck very carefully here. I think we should always be careful with our neck. To begin with, lower the chin and allow the back of the neck to extend. Bring a lift to the chest as if you could join them both, lifting the chest and lowering your chin. Keep on breathing here. Slowly lift your chin back up. Drop your head to one shoulder in that direction. Slowly come back up to vertical and the other side. Slowly come back up to vertical, and let's come into a deep relaxation. So mountain pose is the second most important pose in yoga, working on posture and the foundation pose for all of our standing poses in yoga. But the most important pose in yoga is deep relaxation. It's the one we need the most. And so we're going to do that standing. If you come join me on another time, and I invite you to, we'll do more poses sitting and also lying down. So stand with your feet far enough apart that you can feel steady when you close your eyes. If you don't feel like you're going to be steady, then be sure and use your wall. Feel free to do that. I want you to find some steadiness in standing for a relaxation. Here, I invite you to close your eyes and focus inward on your body, noticing your senses. Some light filtering through your closed eyes. Your balance, sounds in the environment, anything you might notice, the feel of the air in the room. Feel your feet in contact with the mat beneath you. Feel how you're going in and out of balance. Be sure to hold on to the wall. Be safe. Now soften through your body, beginning with your feet, your calves and your thighs. Soften through your torso and your arms and your shoulders. Soften through your neck. And then open your eyes. Notice how good you feel. I want to thank you for joining me for gentle yoga. I wish you namaste. The light in me honors the light in you.